And it's vocab voyage for November from very cold Hokkaido, but I'm alright because I've got my Hokkaido Barbarians hat. Not only do they have the best rugby team, they make the best hats. Kukri, can't do better. Nice warm head, but it's not so cold in here, so I'll take it off. There may be some noise today because there's some guys doing building outside. I'm sorry. So the first subject that I'm going to talk about now is those very clever Japanese scientists who invented a blue LED light. LED where there were only red and green for many years. Blue was the tricky one. You add red, blue and white, and red, blue and green, and you get white light, which is what everyone wanted. They did it, and they got a Nobel Prize for being so clever. And they also got very rich. Okay, so remember the 30 words I'm going to tell you now are in the same list on your PDF. And at the top of the PDF there's a story. They can be found in the same order. So it's very easy. It's very efficient. It's an efficient way to study. Efficient means for effort, you get the best return. If the Prius is very efficient because it gets a lot of kilometers for its fuel. And if people work efficiently, they're working smartly and quickly. Efficient. Source. A source is somewhere where you get something from. The source of fish is the seafood, is the sea or rivers. The source of power in Japan looks like it might be nuclear again down in Sendai and Kagoshima. The source of stress can be your job sometimes. Source, where something comes from. Invention. Invention is something that wasn't here before, but it is here now that someone thought of, and it's a brand new thing. Speaking of brand new, here we've got Davide. Davide,
ciao.
Davide is your Vocab Voyage Italian guy. He can teach you the Italian on Vocab Voyage. You want to learn Italian? That's your guy. Okay? Invention. Invention. The light was a brand new invention. The most important invention was the wheel. It's something that didn't exist that someone thought of. These guys invented the blue LED light. Revolutionize. Something was done one way, but now it's done completely different and better due to a new idea or product. That revolutionizes something. The blue LED light revolutionized cell phones. It revolutionized lighting because it's a brand new thing and it changes the way things are done. Glow. If something glows, it means it's got light coming out of it. Okay? You turn on a LED, you turn on a light, it glows. If you turn on your what's that? Cooking element, the cooking element, if you turn that on and it gets very hot, it glows. Earn. To earn is to get something as a result of work. These Nobel guys, they have earned the respect of scientists all around the world, and they have earned a lot of money. But in this list, it's about earning something. They earned respect, they earned fame through their hard work and invention which revolutionized lighting. Emit. Emit means to put out. A LED light, it emits light. A car, it emits exhaust fumes. At the moment, Fukushima Dai Genpatsu is still emitting radiation, okay, to put something out. Diode. A diode, di means two. Carbon dioxide, carbon 1. Carbon dioxide, carbon 1, oxygen 2. Okay, so di means two. A diode means a device where electricity has one point of coming in and one point of coming out. If you look at a light, the electricity comes in, it goes through, it goes out. That's a diode. A roadblock. A roadblock is an obstacle. At the moment, it's A roadblock is something on a road which blocks, but it's something which is in the way of you achieving something. At the moment, a bit of a roadblock for me is those guys outside making noise. It's a bit of a roadblock, something which stops you from achieving what you want. Incandescent. Incandescent. Incandescent was the first type of light bulb lighting method. It involves heat. The old lights, you have a diode, electricity going in, it hits the thing at the top, and it's hard for the electricity to get through, so it heats up, and then the electricity goes out the other side. Something gets hot, it makes light. Incandescent. Fluorescent. Fluorescent was the next step. These lights up here are fluorescent. Those tubes are filled with gas, and the power goes through the gas and it makes light. Next step. Okay? Pervasive. Pervasive means something is everywhere. LED lights are pervasive in our society now. They're in phones, they're in many buildings have LED lighting. Okay? What else is pervasive? AKB is pervasive. Wherever you go on the TV, AKB. On the radio, AKB. In the subway, AKB. AKB are pervasive. LED lights are becoming pervasive. Pervasive is sometimes not a good meaning. Okay? Naturalized. Naturalized is talking about the one Japanese scientist who went to the States and he became a citizen of the States. He said to Shinzo Abe, here you go, here's my Japanese passport, I've got a nice American passport. He has become a natural American citizen now, okay? Stop saying okay. I say okay too much. Virtually. Virtually means almost all the time. I have to stop saying okay after virtually every word I explain. Virtually means almost all. Reality. Reality is something that is real. A situation can be real. At the moment, flying cars are not a reality. At the moment, is the Japanese economy recovering? Is that a reality? Apparently so. Maybe. Retail sales are going up. Maybe the economy getting better is going from fantasy to reality. Fantasy, reality, hantai. Prepared. Prepared is something that you have arranged before. In this article of the Nobel Prize winners, he read from a prepared speech. The speech was made before. This is a prepared tool for me to do this presentation speech. Something which was done before to use, to make things easier. Skepticism. Skepticism is someone tells you something or you read something and you're like, yeah, nah. You read stories of the Japanese economy going up. Some people think it's a reality. Some people show a lot of skepticism. Yeah, I don't think so. Skepticism. Bear. Bear, to bear something is to produce something that was meant to be produced. Trees bear fruit. The job of a tree is to make fruit. Yeah, trees bear fruit. Women bear children. Yeah, okay. To bear, to produce something that you're meant to produce. Credit. Credit. If you give someone credit for something, then you acknowledge that someone has done something, done a good job, often when you are using the results of their good job. If you write an essay, you must credit the people where you got the information from. In this article, the Japanese scientist credits the Japanese high school and university system for his success. Japanese high school, university, it helped him become who he was. Number 20. Ultimate. Ultimate means the last and final, the main, the final goal, the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal of Abenomics is to get the Japanese economy up and going again. The ultimate goal of Obama is to get rid of terrorism and to get rid of the bad guys. Ultimate, the thing before ultimate, the second to last is penultimate. Ultimate last, the main, the final goal. Director. Director of a film is the one who is in charge of the film. Peter Jackson directed Lord of the Rings. A director of a company is the big man in charge. To direct is a doshi, to give instruction, to control. Director is a meishi, the person who is in control. Industry. Industry is a big business or business area that manufactures or produces or makes something. There's the electronic industry, there's the car industry, there's the light industry, there's the fishing industry, there's in Japan the agricultural industry are all against TPP because they're afraid it will hurt their industry. Fraction. If you have a whole pizza, that is a whole pizza. If you chop it up and you take one piece out, that's a fraction. A fraction is part of the whole. At the moment, a fraction of household lights are LED lights, but over time that fraction will grow. Fairly. Fairly means fairly. Fairly means to a good extent. Today it is fairly cold. I hope you are finding this video fairly useful. I am speaking fairly slowly. So fairly means to a good extent, to a good degree. Alternative. Alternative means another way of doing something. At the moment, the big argument in Japan about nuclear power, no one wants nuclear power, but the problem is there's no efficient, effective alternative. If you don't have nuclear power, windmills can't do it, solar can't do it yet, so at the moment there's no real alternative, whereas the Prius has given alternative to fuel-powered cars. Time frame. Time frame means a set amount of time that is given for something. Very often in business, you get a time frame to complete something. When you do Vocab Voyage, you get your words, your word lists on the 1st of the month. You have a time frame of 15 days to study the words, then you get the test. So a time frame, a length of time which is given to do something. Feasible. Feasible means it can be done, and it can be done without a stupid amount of cost. Means it's realistic. If something's feasible, it can be a reality. Let's say they decide that the Seikan tunnel between Hokkaido and Honshu is not enough. They need a second way, and so they decide to build a bridge. Not feasible. It can be done, I'm sure, but it costs too much money. The weather, it's not feasible. The Hokkaido Shinkansen, is that feasible? I'm not sure. It's going to cost a power of money. And what happens when there's heavy snow in the winter? Well, those Shinkansens don't like snow so much, so maybe it's not feasible. Solar. Solar means from the sun. Solar power. Solar power is stuff which is powered by the sun. At the moment, your man from last month, Masashiro Son, he's big into solar power. And if driving around the country in Hokkaido, in the countryside, I see a lot more solar power. Power from the sun. Solar from the sun. Consumption. Consumption is the use of something. At the moment, the consumption level of electricity in Japan is so large that they need nuclear power plants. The consumption of gasoline by a Prius is much lower than the consumption of gasoline by a Chevy V8. Laudatory. I thought I'd include this word. It's a big word. It's a word that isn't too common, but laudatory means to say something. If you say something laudatory, you're saying something very nice. Okay? So if you sent me an email saying, "Ah, Matt, Vocab Voyage is the greatest way I've ever seen to learn English," that would be very laudatory towards me. And in the article, other people have had very laudatory things to say about the Japanese scientists who invented the light. And that is number 30, which means it's all over, Red Rover. Thank you very much. Have a look at the YouTube, have a look at the word list, and have a look at this again. Have a look at the YouTube. You're already watching the YouTube. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.